And we are live. I know. I'm here. Woohoo. Thank God it's Friday, 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 Friday. Holy crapola, Batman. That has been an interesting week. And then as I went to go live, we had alarms going off in the property next door. There's some sort of machine outside making a heck of a noise, and my internet wants to go super slow. So we're going to have a go at getting this episode of This Is Private Practice done today. Hello to the person who is watching. Don't know who you are because slow internet. Oh, maybe we turn some stuff off. Maybe that will help. Anywho. Very cool. It is so good to be here. It tells me a couple of things. Number one, I managed my time really well today. I have been doing quite a lot of travel this week, client appointments, and also helping my husband with his post-operative recovery, which is kind of what threw me into a little bit of a tiz. But hey, Linda, not because I didn't want to be caring for him, but you just don't get or appreciate what's going to happen to somebody post-operatively until it happens. And then it's in your home. And I don't know about you, this seems to be something that most high-performing thanks Linda, overperforming, high-achieving people do, is that we just expect to be able to cram more things into our already overburdened time. So I just threw into my week the fact that my husband would require extra support and care, but didn't change what I was doing or my expectations of myself. That's really silly and unhelpful and very common for Joe. So if you're similar to me, how about we think a little bit more logically around what our expectations are going to be when we need to care for somebody who is recovering after surgery. But what I'm celebrating is the fact that my team are doing extremely well, and we have added a new member to the Purple Co team. Purple Co. So last week, I actually just did a bit of a throw out. Hey, if you know another rehab consultant who wants to come work with us, please send them my way. Guess what? Somebody approached me on Facebook, although she says she didn't see that video. And she's now a part of our team. So I think she's got 4 or 5 clients to work with, including a really big piece of work that I am not going to be doing because I am going to be caring for my husband again next week. And Anthea, it is so great to have you on our team. Thank you for saying, can I come work with you, and for being so easy. I love my team. My team are full of people who want to learn, who want to be better, who support each other, who reach out when things aren't going well, and who say no to me. Don't always like it when they say no to me, in all honesty, but when they say no, what they're actually telling me is, I've thought about it and I actually can't deliver on this, and I don't want to let you down, Joe, which is really cool. I love hearing that. So celebrating the fact that I'm standing up, celebrating the fact that my husband's standing up, celebrating the fact that I have a new team member. I think that's awesome. And I've focused on serving my clients with excellence this week. So I started working with another couple of gentlemen. I love that kind of work. It was at a time when my clinical caseload had reduced right down. I'm getting to know them. I'm finding out unique and interesting things about the way people operate in the world. And I have been left with this overwhelming sense this week of, oh my gosh, we get to meet some of the most incredible unsung heroes of recovery ever. I've met 2 gentlemen this week who were told that they would never walk, never be able to work, never have a family, and yet one of them is 10 years on, has a great family, is in his own business. And what am I doing with him, you go? Well, he wants to actually learn how to be a better father. So he's coming to me for some lifestyle coaching around how he can relate to his kids and blah, blah, blah. That's really cool. I am really thrilled about that. But something that popped up for me this week, which I think is quite amusing, and that is the problem of asking to be held accountable. Now, very often, very frequently, I would in fact add, people will say, I need someone to hold me accountable. I need someone to hold me accountable. I need someone to hold me accountable. And as a coach, consultant, mentor, butt-kicking type bossy person, I'm happy to do that. But I think what you need to understand is what you're actually asking somebody to do. So the story is I have an incredible community of people currently called Accelerate Your Practice, or accelerators. They're really cool. And they're very quick to ask for help. Like, I need help with this. And it's usually phrased to hold me accountable to this, hold me accountable to that, hold me accountable to this. So I, in my cleverness, got everybody together once this fortnight, which is fortnight's a 2-week period. It's not just a video game. We got together and I asked everybody, what have you asked us to hold you accountable to? And I think out of the 10 of us, 2 people could remember what it was they had asked to be held accountable to, which is incredibly telling, because it's not my job to make sure that you hold yourself accountable to something. That's your job. So essentially what we had done as a collective is we've just gone, I need help with this. I'm going to ask for help. I'm abdicating because somebody else is going to kick me in the butt about it. That's not what accountability is. Accountability is you going, I need to commit to this thing. I am going to commit to this thing, and I am going to ask for people to help me stay committed and stay to the course. It might not be a very popular phrase or explanation, but I just found it so amusing because you're not alone. I've done this. I've done this in my community, in my mentoring community as well, where I go, what do I ask people to help me with? What is that thing? And it was just really funny. So what we've gone and done is we've gone and recorded it. I've written out a list, and now every week I'm going to be going, so how are you going with this ask? How are you going with this ask? Because somebody needs to take responsibility for helping us learn this new behavior. And that's what I see my job as being. And I'm okay with that. That is a way that I can help serve my people, love my people, and make sure that we get some behavior change. So what gets in the way when we go, this is the most important thing and I want people to hold me accountable to it now? Well, lots of things get in the way. 1, it stops being important. Number 2, you're not really that committed to it. Number 3, maybe life gets in the way, circumstances get in the way, events get in the way, fabulous new things get in the way, horrible, irritating things get in the way. What is the virus thing gets in the way? Like, basically we become distracted. And that tells me so much. If you're going, this is the most important thing, I want someone to hold me accountable, I want to be answerable to this thing, and then you forget about it in a couple of weeks, come on, we're not really that committed, and we're abdicating that responsibility to another person. Now, I am not suggesting for a moment that we need to not hold ourselves accountable. I am not suggesting for a moment that we don't need people in our world that don't hold us accountable. We do, because we're obviously not very good at it ourselves. I put myself in the same bucket. I have people that I'm very, very clear, hold me accountable to this. When you see me working over here like a banana fruitcake, could you please let me know? So when you're being asked, or when you're asking people to hold you accountable to something, please step back and go, how committed am I to this? How committed am I to making this change or seeing this project through? Because if we're not, why not? And why are we asking other people to give up their time, their headspace, their energy to help you stay accountable to something you're actually not committed to? That's really unfair. And it's actually not, that's just not a nice thing to do. Ask yourself what's getting in the way. What's getting in the way of me accomplishing this thing? Is it a mindset thing? Is it a fear thing? Is it a lack of knowledge thing? Is it I haven't got a clue what to freaking do thing? Because that's different to being asked to be held accountable to that thing. It might be, could you hold me accountable to learning how to do emails so I can do content marketing? That's very different to saying, can you hold me accountable for all my marketing? Okay. So what I'm asking us to do here is to be responsible for our own actions and to start being really clear about where we want accountability to hold up in our own worlds. So there you go. There's a bit of a pep talk for a Friday afternoon. I hope that was useful. I hadn't been on all week. So I am really grateful to actually be here. It has been a really tricky week for me. I am very grateful for my team and all the people around me who have allowed things to carry on as usual this week. And I am intrigued, curious to see what next week brings and to see how we can talk about all things being in private practice. Until then, have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you take time to replenish and look after yourself. And if you need to say no to something or someone, how about you give it a go and practice saying no and then actually say no. Until next week, go be your awesome self.